Namaskar children. In the last class, we have covered up till the ray diagrams formed by a convex lens. Continuing with the topic, today we will first discuss the uses of convex lens and then we will move over to the image formation by a concave lens. Image formation by concave lens. Remember, concave lens is a diverging lens. The first position of object that we consider is at infinity. So I have drawn the concave lens here and I have marked the 5 points as told you earlier also on the principal axis. The optical center, the foci on both sides and the twice foci on both the sides. Now since the object is placed at infinity, we will represent it by showing parallel rays coming on the lens. So parallel light rays indicate that the light is coming from infinity. Now since it is a diverging lens, the light ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis on a concave lens, as per the first law or the rule to draw the ray diagram, it will get diverged such that it would appear as if it has arrived from the focus. Similarly, the ray below the principal axis, it will diverge in a direction of focus. Now since the refracted light rays have diverged, the image will be formed here on the same side as the object. We have produced back the refracted light rays to obtain the image here at focus on the same side as the object. So this is a virtual image. Virtual images are always erect. Also, the size of the image is point size. It is clearly indicated by the diagram. So position of the image is at f1, same side as the object. The nature of the image is virtual and erect because the light rays have not actually intersected, and the size of the image is point size or highly diminished. The next position of the object that we will consider is anywhere between infinity and optical center. Now why are we taking such a wide range for the object is wherever the object is placed between infinity and optical center in front of a concave lens, the image formed will be having the same properties as we are going to discuss. Suppose the object is placed somewhere here in front of the concave lens. I am not specifying any particular position. I have just written between infinity and optical center. That means the object is at a measurable distance from the lens. Now labeling the object as AB above the principal axis. Again we will assume two light rays emerging from point A falling on the lens. Let the first light ray is the one which is going parallel to the principal axis. The rule to draw the ray diagram for concave lenses we have already discussed. A light ray which is coming parallel will be diverged such that it appears to come from the focus on the same side. So this is where it seems to come from. And the other light ray which passes through the optical center will go undeviated. So these are the two diverging light rays coming out of the lens. To an observer here, it would appear as if the image is being formed somewhere on the same side. This is the point you can see where this actual light ray and this light ray produced back are virtually intersecting. So this is where a small image and a virtual image of this object AB will be obtained. We label this diminished image as A dash B dash. You can see clearly that we can mention the position of the image as somewhere between optical center and the focus. So position of the image is between O and F1, or you can also mention on the same side as object. The nature of the image as just discussed is virtual and erect. Since the light rays are not actually intersecting, this light ray has been produced back and hence I have drawn it as a dotted line. and the size of the image is diminished. These will be the properties every time the object is placed anywhere between infinity and optical center. Now we will discuss the uses of both these lenses. Uses of convex lens. Convex lens is used as a magnifying glass. We had discussed when we had drawn the ray diagrams also. The last ray diagram, when the object is placed very close to the lens between optical center and focus, the image formed is virtual, erect and magnified. Hence it is also used in microscopes because they also serve the same purpose, and also as corrective lenses in spectacles. Uses of concave lens. Concave lenses are used in binoculars, in flashlights. As it is a diverging lens, it spreads the light falling on it. They are also used in spy holes in doors and as corrective lenses in spectacles, which we will be discussing in the next chapter. That is when we study the defects of vision. Sign conventions for lenses. You have already done sign conventions for mirrors. Now we are discussing sign convention for lenses. You will find some of the points are similar. I have drawn a convex lens here, and I have also drawn its principal axis, labeled the optical center as well. For lenses, all distances are measured from the optical center. Like in mirrors, all distances were being measured from the pole. For lenses, the reference point is going to be the optical center. So, all distances are measured from the optical center. All distances in the direction of incident light are taken positive. All the distances opposite to the direction of incident light are taken negative. This point is similar as in case of mirrors also. All distances above the principal axis, or you can say all heights above the principal axis, are taken positive, and all heights below the principal axis are taken negative. Again, this point is similar as in case of mirrors as well. I again repeat, all distances will be measured from the optical center. So this time optical center is going to be our reference point, or the origin you can say. All distances in the direction of the incident light will be taken positive, and the distances opposite to the incident light will be taken negative. All heights above the principal axis will be taken positive, and all heights below the principal axis will be taken negative. Also, in addition to the points discussed earlier, the focal length of these two lenses are taken positive and negative respectively. We are going to discuss the reason for the same. For a convex lens, focal length is taken positive. We can clearly see here, this is the ray diagram which we had drawn to define focal length. Focal length is the distance between the optical center and the focus, or you can say it is that point on the principal axis where parallel light rays are meeting. So the distance between that point and the optical center. Now in case of convex lens, when I measure the focal length, keeping the first point of sign convention in mind, I have to start from the optical center because all distances are measured from the optical center. And to measure the focal length, I will be moving in this direction from the optical center towards the focus. Now when I am moving from the optical center towards the focus in this direction, I am traveling in the direction of incident light. So hence the focal length is taken positive. I again repeat, for defining the focal length of the convex lens we use this ray diagram. Parallel light rays are converged at the focus. When we measure the focal length, we will start from the optical center as per the sign convention 1. We will move in the direction of incident light towards the focus, and all distances which are in the direction of incident light are taken positive. Hence the focal length of a convex lens is taken positive. On the contrary, for a concave lens, when parallel light rays are incident, it diverges the light and the light appears to diverge from focus on the same side. This is how we have defined focus in case of concave lens. The focal length here is the distance between this optical center and focus. Now again, by rule 1 of the sign convention, we will start from the optical center and we will move in a direction opposite to the incident light to measure the focal length. Now in this case, since we are moving in a direction opposite to the incident light, as per sign convention rule 2, this distance will be taken negative. I again repeat, in case of a concave lens, when parallel light rays are incident, they will be diverged and the focus is virtual on the same side as the object. When we measure this distance as the focal length, starting from the optical center by sign convention rule 1, we will move in the direction opposite to the incident light, and this direction is taken negative. Hence the focal length of a concave lens is taken negative. So these are the points discussed in sign conventions. First, all distances are measured from the optical center. Second, all distances in the direction of incident light are taken positive, and distances opposite to the direction of incident light are taken negative. Third, all heights above the principal axis are taken positive, and below the principal axis all the heights are taken negative. So these are the sign conventions that we have listed for both the lenses. Children, remember, often you are asked to state the sign conventions in the examination. So you should remember all these points so that you can write them in the exam when asked. Moving to the next topic in the chapter, lens formula. This is a formula which would be relating these three quantities: the focal length of the lens, the object distance, and the image distance. You had done mirror formula in case of spherical mirrors in the first half of the chapter, that was reflection of light. Now we are discussing lens formula. According to this formula, the reciprocal of focal length of the lens 1 by f is equal to the difference in the reciprocal of image distance and object distance. So the formula is 1 by f is 1 by v minus 1 by u, where v is the image distance, that means the distance between the optical center and the image, and u is the object distance, which is the distance between the optical center and the object. So this is the lens formula. We will be doing numericals on this formula. 1 by f is 1 by v minus 1 by u. Remember, in case of mirrors, it was 1 by f is 1 by v plus 1 by u. In extension to this, you had also discussed magnification. That is a ratio which gives you an idea about the size of the image formed. Magnification, which is represented by small m, is calculated as the ratio of height of the image to height of the object. So this ratio gives us an indication that how the image and the object height or their sizes are related. Also, in terms of object distance and image distance, this formula can be stated as the ratio of image distance to object distance. So we'll be using sign conventions that we had discussed to put the values for V, U and F, and also for the values of HI and HO. Remember, HI and HO represent image height and object height respectively. Now, since we will be doing numericals on these formulas, we have to keep a few points in mind. The next point to be kept in mind is, if the sign of magnification is negative, what does that indicate? Magnification negative would mean that the ratio of image height and object height is negative. So that would mean either of them is negative. When we divide two numbers and the answer is coming out to be negative, that means one of those numbers is negative. So this means the situation is something like this. The image formed by the lens is inverted. Reason being, we had discussed in sign conventions, heights above the principal axis are taken positive if suppose this is representing the object, and heights below the principal axis are taken as negative if suppose this is representing an image. So whenever the image will be real and inverted, the sign of height will be different and hence magnification will be negative. So whenever magnification is negative, we can infer that the image is real and inverted. Whereas if magnification is positive, this would mean that this ratio has both the quantities in same sign. So suppose this is the situation, the object is placed here in front of the convex lens and the image is being formed here. So in this case you can see the object and the image heights both are above the principal axis and hence positive. This is possible only when the image formed is virtual and direct. So what we have inferred here is that if magnification is negative, image is real and inverted, and if magnification is positive, it means that the image is virtual and direct. Let us try to solve this example from NCERT using the lens formula. It says that a 2 cm tall object is placed perpendicular to the principal axis of a convex lens, focal length 10 cm. The distance of the object from the lens is 15 cm. You have to find the position, nature and size of the image. Also find its magnification. Children, read the question carefully once again and then we'll start solving. Now the question says a 2 cm tall object. So that means what is given? Height of the object is given 2 cm. It has been placed in front of a convex lens of focal length 10 cm. So focal length is given here 10 cm, and since it's a convex lens, we'll take the focal length to be positive. Also it has been given that the object has been placed at a distance of 15 cm. So U here is given 15 cm. U represents the object distance, which is given in the question 15 cm. We had mentioned when we were discussing the sign conventions as well as the lens formula that object distance is always taken negative. So U will be minus 15 cm. Now you have to find the position of the image, that means V is to be calculated, the nature of the image and the size of the image. Size of the image would mean that you have to calculate HI, height of the image. Height of the object is given, height of the image is to be calculated. Also you have been asked to calculate the magnification. So I hope the question is clear to all, that what is to be calculated and what all data is given in the question. Height of the object is given 2 cm. Focal length of the lens, convex lens, is given 10 cm. Object has been placed at 15, so we take U as minus 15 cm. And image distance V is to be calculated. Also you have to find the nature of the image, height of the image, and magnification. So we'll start with calculation of V by the lens formula, which says that 1 by f is 1 by v minus 1 by u. Putting the values in this formula, we get 1 by f is 1 by 10, 1 by v is to be calculated, minus 1 by u. When I put the value of u, I will put it as minus 15. So now solving this equation further, what do we get? That 1 by v is 1 by 10 minus 1 by 15. Students, you can see here clearly that these two negatives will give a positive, and when this 1 by 15 will go on the other side, it will become negative again. So it becomes 1 by 10 minus 1 by 15 as 1 by v. Now you have to solve it by taking an LCM, which is 30 in this case. Solving it further, I get 1 by v as 1 by 30. Now children, remember, using this equation, we calculate the reciprocal of the image distance. It's 1 by v is 1 by 30. So v here would be simply 30 centimeter. So our v came out to be 30 centimeter. So this gives me the position of the image. Also I had to identify the height of the image, nature of the image. Now for height of the image, we have a formula for magnification which says hi upon ho is v by u. I'll use this part of the formula for calculation. Now hi is to be calculated. Ho was given in the question as 2. V we have just calculated as 30, so I substitute the value 30, and u is given in the question as minus 15. Now solving this further, this becomes 2, and when this 2 will go on the right hand side, it gives us height of the image as minus 4 centimeter. Negative is here, and this 2 when goes there becomes minus 4 centimeter. Now negative height of image is indicating that it is a real and inverted image. That is the nature of the image, real and inverted image. I hope this interpretation is clear to all. How do we know that it is a real and inverted image? Heights below the principal axis are negative, so that means this image is formed below the principal axis, and below the principal axis images are inverted and real images are always inverted. So we get the interpretation that this image is real and inverted. Now we are left to calculate the magnification only. We have calculated image distance, we have calculated the height of the image, we have found it's a real and inverted image, and now we are left with the calculation of magnification. Now to calculate magnification, we can use either of these two ratios. I have calculated hi as minus 4 centimeter, so we can use this ratio and calculate magnification as minus 2. Both these values were in centimeter, so the units get cancelled and magnification is minus 2 without any units. Now what does this actually mean? What is the meaning of the statement that the magnification is minus 2? It means that the image is twice the size of the object, which you can clearly see also. Height of the object was 2 and image height has come out to be 4. So magnification gives you that how many times the image is that of object. So magnification minus 2 here means image is twice the size of the object, and negative sign is indicating real and inverted image.